Good morning. Welcome to Paradise Now, Dialogues with the Mother. My name is Sanda Davis, and I'll be your host today and every Saturday for a very long time to come. We have a lot of things to learn together, and we have a beautiful journey towards a better life for you and all that you care about, the planet, the family, the universe. Society at large will benefit from the unique knowledge that will be imparted to you here now. You are invited to gather your questions and to think about calling in the next shows. And meanwhile, you can send me an email at sandadavis@sandadavis.com. Ask your questions and I will answer on the show. You can also reach me on Skype. I will post on my website the Skype address so that you can reach me with your questions. I would like to see that the viewers are participants to the show. I'm here for you, so I'm sure that you have many questions, and I'll be happy to explore with you the answers that will help you to go a step further in your journey. We're all in a beautiful journey, and we have to help each other as we go forth. In this journey, we reached a place that will also be noticeable in society, in the physical world, in the way things evolve for all of us. At this point, we are in touch with our higher being, with the dimensions, the fourth dimension, which is the dimension where paradise occurs, and the fifth dimension, the dimension of the universal truth. We entered paradise actually paradise was activated for us in 2008. It took a while to stabilize. It stabilized in 2010. And after paradise stabilized, it had to be recognized universally. What paradise is important for the universe, and the universe had to validate the earth. Okay, we agree that we need paradise, but why earth? Why is earth paradise? This is a question that I promised at the beginning of the show in the first episode, that I will tell you why is earth paradise. And I will answer right now. I will mention first that the cosmos, the universe, the council of planetary beings, the council of deities, everybody had to validate, to agree or to show why they would disagree. And there are many who are showing that the earth is not safe. The earth has apocalypse coming. How can that be paradise? The earth has people who want to harm the earth. The earth has to deal with stars that want to knock the earth off the orbit. And we had to sort through all the ill will, and we had to go beyond entropy to show that, yeah, we're still paradise, has always been, and will always be paradise. We just have to be free of the ill will. We have to be free of the intentions of those who want harm, who fight for undue powers, who are not qualified or have no integrity to care about people. We know how much suffering happened because of lords who found it normal that people suffer for them. And that's not the way of God. The way of God is, like you can read in many scriptures, with care for people, with love and protection, and wish to see people evolving. People are extraordinarily important. They are the meeting place between the micro-universe and macro-universe, microcosmos and macrocosmos. We don't just expose people to dangers. We had cosmic battles to protect the Earth, to protect the population of the Earth. And through all of that, the Earth advanced. We had all sorts of apocalyptic attacks against the Earth, from weather wars to star wars, really good stars protecting the Earth and stars that didn't want to protect the Earth because they wanted paradise in their constellations. Rather than let the Earth achieve paradise and let's together achieve paradise condition in other places in the universe. Instead of that, it was, let's stop the Earth before it gets ahead of us. And the Earth was always ahead of anybody. And here is the perfection of all the conditions for life, for people to be alive, have mobility, have creativity, have perception of the universe, perception of the cosmos, thinking, capacity to understand and write and read, and everything that seemed to be very usual behaviors. They are not so usual in other places where there is no such capacity as running. All they can is flow and not achieve much. We'll describe the behavior in other places in the universe at another opportunity. Right now, I have to explain why is Earth paradise and what does that mean. Paradise is both the executive and the training center for the living, for those who are alive and who become trained for their future universe, cosmic, planetary, galactic, interplanetary missions, celestial missions. Whatever their work up there is, people are getting their training here on Earth. We have on Earth embodiments of planetary beings. Up there, there's a being that all that it has around is a planetary mass, maybe even in gas form, the way Jupiter is, not even having solid ground, not even having a sky. And then they come here and they are born through the miracle of the biological life, and then they start to walk and to talk and to feel and to have experiences that they don't have over there. A giant gas mass will not have the complexity of a well put together little baby here. And the growth of that little baby would put that little baby in touch with the garden and with the plants, and that baby, which is actually a planetary being, can think, oh, on my planet there are no flowers. These are pretty, I want some there. And they're being calibrated to know how to. They read the inside of the flower. They smell the flower. They study, they go to the university to study horticulture. They see families, they say, we don't even have people, never mind families. So all the complexity that we have here is a learning opportunity for beings from different places, from the stars, from planets, from all configurations that exist outside the planetary form of the Earth. The Earth has many more dimensions that are almost as expanded as the universe. The Earth is not the size that you see in the science book. That's the solid mass, and that's a solid mass that we are stepping on. Earth is paradise because it has what it takes to train them all so that they can have over there what we have here. They just have to do it in a godly way in order to be able to do it. And I'll explain to you what happened that hijacked 12,000 years of Earth's history. After the break, I will tell you what hijacked the history of the Earth and threw the population in tremendous conditions.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਆਹੋ ਜੀ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੇਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੇਲ 905799 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੌਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7010 416-731-7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 6474446744 647 444 6744
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222
So in 2008, people reconnected to paradise. In 2010, paradise stabilized on Earth. Past 2010, there have been a few years of validation of Earth as paradise, different levels of reality from cosmic, universal, and so on. They had to contest or to validate Earth as paradise. They needed us. They didn't have the luxury. Planets who wanted to survive and wanted to have a future did not have the luxury to ignore us. They needed to come here in order to receive what it takes to develop their own planets. They have to be here to see what it takes to have water in order for them to start making water in some other places. They don't have the formula for water. We have everything here. And there have been conflicts between the different groups that wanted paradise in their constellation, in their, led their way. Some wanted all the benefits of paradise, but they didn't want the moral ways. They didn't want the integrity that comes with the paradise life. And some or most beings were really serious about, really holy about respecting the earth, respecting the conditions that will make life on earth much more beautiful and safe and available to increase the beauty throughout the all inhabitable worlds. In 2015, we finally got the final validation, which was wonderful. Okay, everybody knows Earth is paradise, the mother, the father, all the deities, or most deities that are needed are on Earth. The other ones, as soon as they wrap up things in their worlds, will be coming here to participate to the paradise dimensions. Everything was fine in 2015. But then, okay, earth is paradise, but who is going to rule the paradise? The guys with the guns, those who have the billions and trillions under control of, those who step on population, or those who respect people? Well, the Bible says that the meek will inherit the earth. There's another Bible metaphor or parable that applies to the entire kingdom, that there'll be those leaders that will mistreat the workers, meaning deities that were mistreating the population. But first they'll receive the prophets, then the Son would come, and then the God would come and say, okay, this is it. The God would lead the earth through everybody who is godly, everybody from the population of the earth, and those that come from above. They have to learn rulership of society, and they'll do it practically being leaders, being public servants, but they'll have to respect the rules of the earth. When somebody coming from a world that wants to destroy the earth becomes president of some country, and then he uses the budget, starves the population, and uses the budget to actually damage the earth and the population, that is not approved by God, and that is not something that they will continue to do. Through deception, those who wanted to destroy the earth and who infiltrated, like Manchurian candidates, those who infiltrated to destroy the population of the earth, to set country against country, religion against religion, because they wanted to applaud the end of something that they didn't have, that they envied. They wanted to take our souls. They wanted us to believe that it's okay for us to get old and die. They wanted us to think that it is all right for us to perish. No, it's not all right for us to perish. It's not all right to get old, and it's not all right to be killed. The transfer to another world that can happen at some point has to be in the integrity of being. For that, the resurrection and the ascension of the Christ is a very good example, where a being in wholeness and holiness can rise to the sky and go wherever he has work to do to prepare a planet for those who follow him. And the same thing with many other religions that have their leaders that would teach people about how to have their wholeness and how to find their cosmic homes without being destroyed on earth, and living long enough on earth, having time to learn to develop, so that when they live, they don't have to leave their brain in some precarious condition, decomposed somewhere. They go with everything illumined and everything right. It's a graduation. Okay, I studied in paradise. I've learned how to make my planet all with flowers and skies and people who love each other and write poetry and sing and dance. I'll go and do that, and then I'll visit again and come and learn some more. But now, bye-bye, I have to go to my planet to do things there, and takes off. Not everybody is screaming or is consoling themselves that, oh, they're in a better place, while they lose body mass, they lose soul, they lose spirit, they lose thinking, and some spirit goes somewhere if that spirit makes it. It's really hard for a spirit to survive between one planet and another planet. It's not as easy. That's why it's always necessary for beings of light to come and help the transfer of a being. But a being who has a strong enough light just takes off and goes, and then materializes, with all details, fingernails and hair and everything. They don't have to decompose on Earth. They are not on Earth to decompose. They are not on Earth to end up drunk in a ditch. They are not on Earth to end up beating each other or killing each other in wars. They are on Earth to learn. And here is where the God had to step in, because of the whole hijacking of the paradise process 12,000 years and more than 12,000 years ago, but 12,000 years ago things got really, really out of balance. It was not visible. The God could see it. Nobody would react properly at that time. Once the males started to shun the feminine, attacking the feminine power was attacking life, was attacking longevity, was attacking the connection with the real God. And throughout history, we see that there are deities fighting with each other, deities at war, not only with demons, but between themselves. They had their battles. They may not call them wars always, but they call them battles. You will see religious at war. You'll see economic trouble. And all of that came from the fact that the unworthy and the unruly took over by force, totally disregarding what the orders were from the God, and totally disregarding the goodness and the protection that was coming from the deities that cared about the earth and about everything in the universe. That is done with, of course, there are still things happening with the population on earth, but in the unseen, that is done with. The entropy is behind us. We are organizing in a more and more consistent, in a more and more godly way, so that we could progress, so that everybody who comes on Earth from a different planet or a different star comes and achieves their goals and go there with something learned, go there with love and with a fond memory of their experience on Earth. After the break, we'll continue.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾਂ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਆਹੋ ਜੀ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੈਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੈਲ 9057990025 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7710 416 731 7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 6474446744 647 444 6744
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222
So people connected to Paradise in 2008 paradise stabilized in 2010. And between 2010 and 2015, there's a whole process of validation that included a lot of reactions from beings from all sorts of dimensions. And in the end, in 2015, it was universally and cosmically recognized that Earth is paradise, that Earth could actually train all the other beings that they needed to develop in order to bring life in other parts of the universe. And since 2015, after all the recognition of Earth being paradise, the question was, who will rule paradise? Well, Christians would say that Christ would rule paradise. Hindus would say that Vishnu. And if we go through of course, the Muslim or Islam would say that Allah has his own paradise and he is ruling. So we'll see different rulers, and that escalated tensions between different populations that are in different religions. And they didn't turn out to be full-blown religious wars, but we see a lot of political tensions that are based on the religious extreme beliefs, those that would lead to who is going to dominate the others. The answer is nobody is going to dominate the others. They can try, but the God wants balance between all populations, that Muslims believe in Allah, their choice, that Christians believe in Christ, that Hindus believe in the gods, each one the gods that they choose, and so on. Just using these three examples, everybody has their own connection with the higher realms, their own tradition, their own learning, and as long as they abide by the rules of God, with the universal values of peace and love and understanding and helping one another and respecting one another, there's no problem with who believes in whom and how, what is their practice. The important thing is to have the proper evidence and the proper evolution in a context of godliness, in a context of truth, obviously. Forcefulness and manipulation is not the way of God. Tyranny based on religious principles is not the way of God. And everybody who walked away from a religion or was upset with religion tensions or just puzzled knows that we all know better. We just have to apply it. Why did people not calm down? Why did people agitate so much that in the last year there have been tremendous attacks? Because death wanted to dominate. We're coming with paradise, we're coming with longevity, life, extended life, infinite life. Death didn't want to lose that supremacy that it had for thousands of years on Earth. People don't know, some people don't know if there is a God, but they are sure that death exists. Well, death does not have the power anymore to terminate somebody's life, but still had the skill to agitate the passions of people that would go against each other. So we've seen in 2016 people attacking people in such savage ways as we have not seen in a very long time. It's like, what is this about? Is the world coming to what? Obviously not to an end, but those small groups comparative to the large population of the Earth has been making a statement for death, and we had, before death completely lost any power, any influence in any heavens, we had a few incidents a week with attacks. We know what happened in Turkey, what happened in France, what happened in the States. So many attacks all over the world. We barely finished talking about one event and another one was happening because death didn't want us to think of any things that have to do with life. The Olympic Games are coming. Wow, that's the joy in showing the beauty and the performing beauty of wonderful people who have a good time leading the human race into excellency of art, of motion and performance of all kinds. And instead of enjoying that, if death had her way, we would not have gotten to enjoy the Olympics. Yet, in a country that didn't have the security that the States had, the Olympic Games went wonderfully. Why? Because death lost her power, so she could not agitate the people to send them on the way of harming others. Whatever upset some had, they were softened by the good things on earth that started to emerge as death subsided. We never had a worse enemy than death. For anybody to think that death gives peace, that takes one in another world, where it's so much better and all of that, that's all illusion. I'll tell you one day more of the things that she left us with and we have to clean up so that we don't carry the legacy of death. That's how I will name that show, The Legacy of Death. We have to clean up the legacy of death. We have to stand for life and for healing and for connection with the God that can fix everything. I heard somebody on a radio show at some point, like, who made you knows how to fix you. Yeah, God knows how to fix you, how to keep you alive for a long time. You just learn the good things and do the good things. But immediately we feel in the world that something changed, because as soon as death lost the power, people don't really feel like killing other people. Some are in that habit, or some still have those feelings, and they're hurt because of the battles that have stirred up all sorts of fears and all sorts of feelings, rages and fears. But that doesn't seem to escalate all the way to bringing to death. Once she lost the power, people started to calm down. Moreover, we got to the fifth dimension. Shortly after death lost any power, we found ourselves in the fifth dimension, which is the dimension of the universal truth. And in the next segment, I will tell you more about the dimensions of the universal truth. But truth is that death has no power, that the only thing that made death happy was to see everybody dying. There are many who allied themselves with death, thinking that they'll get to be important, that they'll get to rule everybody, rule the world, because they'll go around and because they have the power to bring death. And death was promising them to be on top of everybody. And they would die before anybody, because death was infecting them to the point where they would lose their heart, their soul, their humanness. They didn't have humanity. If they had humanity, they would not have made a pact with death. But we had many of our leaders who made pacts with death. We need leaders who are pro-life and who are for the truth that people are extremely valuable, extremely loved, extremely necessary for the entire existence of everything. And we have so many wonderful things to do. And all we have to do is to care for each other and to learn the good things under the protection of a loving and protecting and enhancing, empowering all good God.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾਂ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਆਹੋ ਜੀ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੈਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੈਲ 905799 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7010 416 731 7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 6474446744 647 444 6744
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222
Welcome back. I told you at the beginning of the show in the first episode that you'll hear in this show, Paradise Now, from the mother. You'll hear things that you've never heard, yet they make so much sense and the evidence is out there. The evidence is in the change in people. Now it's not too late for some of the people who are involved in the American elections to change and to go for the truth because they have the backup of the entire existence to go for the truth, rather than choose who would have allowance for any anti-life, and rather than choose somebody who would just lie to people just to get the Oval Office or whatever office, rather than choose somebody who doesn't care for the lives of people, I would truly hope, truly trust that people will call on to the divine guidance to choose somebody who is capable, who cares about life, and who is honest. At this time, maybe it's hard to have politicians that have been or are 100% honest. But right now, who is higher on the scale of honesty and who makes a commitment for honesty, for truth, will do well with the divine guidance, and the God would want somebody who wants truth and who cares for people and who will protect life, who values life, a pro-life in every way, not just with the anti-abortion things, but pro-life in every way, creating good conditions for life, bringing prosperity, bringing the truth that people need. People need to know what they can, what they need to learn, what they need to correct. They have to have the willingness to correct. And they need leaders who say, we can do this, we have to do that next year, let's do it, rather than promises. But it didn't work because the Congress was in holidays. I don't mean to attack the American system. I totally love If they say God loves America, definitely, I totally embrace and treasure every country of the earth, and America definitely has an enormous protective and enhancing role on the planet, but it has to keep those values of protection and bringing prosperity and working with all the countries for prosperity. That is a necessity that would line up with what's happening right now in the divine realm. Anybody who would go against the way things go in the divine realm will find themselves swept away because they will not be able to manage. And that brings me to tell you more about where are we at. We are not in the world of the liar now. We are not in the darkness of the oppression and of the manipulation that was leading to apocalypses of all kinds. We've left behind the last potential hypothetical attempt to an apocalyptic end, which would have been the entropy. We left that behind, and we are going ahead. And as we are going ahead, we have to collect ourselves with all of our good potentials. And we'll have to embrace the truth. And we have to be a little bit less demanding when it comes to spending all of our time with pleasures, and to put more time into values.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾਂ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਆਹੋ ਜੀ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੈਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੈਲ 905799 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7010 416 731 7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 6474446744 647 444 6744
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222
We crossed the fifth dimension into the realm of truth. The realm of truth is constant, is totally reliable, and will sort through each individual, each system, each reality to free each one who is caught with misdirection, confusion, misunderstanding, misinformation, everything that would influence the behavior, the feeling, the development in an undue way will be sorted through, so that with truth, with accurate knowledge, people can develop wisdom and integrity and apply themselves to the tasks that are important for them. So now, the realm of truth was attacked. We knew that that would happen. And that would have brought the entropy. The attack against the realm of truth would have brought the entropy. Those who wanted to count on lies to attain their goals and who didn't care who suffers for their lies attacked the realm of truth. We saw that coming, and of course we've been prepared for a very long time. As they attacked the realm of truth, the reinforcement came, a higher structure, which is the universe of truth. The realm is standing by principles and is very powerful, but the universe is very precisely structured. So we have the dimension of universal truth, the realm of universal truth, and the universe of universal truth. All of that working to clean up the lies, to clean up the falsehoods, working with people to give them access to values. What is a value is defined by truth. A value is true, is good, is beautiful. Anything that is beautiful, true, and good is a value. False beauty has no value. False love has no value. And the problem is that it's a waste of time, that is seduction, it is false pleasure, is falsehood that's wasting potential and bringing hurt and bringing disappointment and stays in the way of the development of people. Having everything permeated by the truth, having everybody stand up for the truth, they'll end up having true love, true family, a true society that based on truth attends to the tasks that would make the life of everybody in society advance and achieve more and have more cooperation, because with more trust you also have more cooperation. Everything is better in the realm of truth. To get to the realm of truth, which is through the fifth dimension, we had to go first with the fourth dimension, which is paradise. So actually paradise takes us to the truth, to the universe of truth. And now everything that is done against people, against truth, against value, against future, turns against those who attack. Who attacked the truth, who attacked the realm of truth, found themselves without divinity, without power, without respecting the higher realms, and found themselves having to start everything from first level for them, if they have the possibility to start. Some of them would never have the right to evolve towards a divine calling again because they endangered everybody else. Don't go away, we'll be back after a short break.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ, ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ? WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ? ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ। 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾਂ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ। ਆਹੋ ਜੀ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ। ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ। ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੈਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੈਲ 905799 0025 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com। ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ।
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ। ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ, ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ, ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ। ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7710 416 731 7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ। ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ। ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ, ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ, ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ। ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 6474446744 647 444 6744।
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ, ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222।
And we are approaching the end of the show. We'll be happy to see you next Saturday. I will leave you with a lovely and so inspired song of Chris Briquette with his group. The earth keeps turning around the sun, and that never meant more to all of us than this week. After so many attempts to prevent the earth from even existing, yes, the earth keeps turning around the sun. Well loved, well protected by a well-loving God.
ਕਾਰ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤਿਲਕ ਕੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ, ਕੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ? WSIB ਮੈਟਰਸ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਲਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੂ? ਆਓ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਵੋ। 20 ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਪਛਾਣਿਆ ਨਾਂ ਜਸ ਜੌਹਲ ਚੇਤੇ ਰੱਖਿਓ। ਆਹੋ ਜੀ, ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ। ਬੈਰਿਸਟਰ ਟੀਮ ਰਾਜ ਔਰ ਰੀਟਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ। ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਮਸਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਾਖੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ ਹੁਣ ਨਵੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ 10 ਕਾਟਰੈਲ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ ਯੂਨਿਟ 203 ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਕਾਟਰੈਲ 905 799 0025 ਜਾਂ johalafirm.com। ਜੌਹਲ ਲਾ ਫਰਮ, ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਜੋਰੀ।
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ। ਕਿਸੇ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਸਟ, ਸੈਕੰਡ ਜਾਂ ਥਰਡ ਮੋਰਗੇਜ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਡਸ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।
ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਏ ਡਾਲਰ ਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਰੇਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ, ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ। ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੰਗਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ 416 731 7710 416 731 7710 ਅਪਰਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ। ਡੇ ਐਂਡ ਰੌਸ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਮ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ। ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਟੂ ਵਿਨੀਪੈਗ 52 ਸੈਂਟ ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ, ਪੈਨ ਟੂ ਪੈਨ, ਨੋ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ। ਦਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਰੇਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ 647444 6744 647 444 6744।
ਮੋਗਾ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਐਂਡ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ 30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਿਸੀਸਾਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ ਤੇ ਫਲੋਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਖੋਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਪੇਟ, ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਤੇ ਲੈਮੀਨੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 905 848 2222।
This is a song called Turning Around the Sun. So here it goes, some of those. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There comes a time when the risk of turning goes as a bud becomes greater than the risk of opening to a flower. We are growing into love. Beauty is falling from above. Power growing from inside. Graces falling from the sky. The night turns to day. Work turns to play. Come what may. The world keeps turning around the sun. No more fear. It's time for peace of mind. Anxiety for the future. We leave it all behind. Laughter flowing once again. Tears of joy instead of pain. Running from our veins. Lovers singing in the rain. The night turns to day. Work turns to play. Come what may. The world keeps turning around the sun. The world keeps turning around the sun. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. The world keeps turning around the sun.